And here come our entries for our first heat of the afternoon, Boxing Day 2015. This is for the 109 and 3 to 110 and 3 division time bar. On the rail sporting the number 1 saddle pad is Shady's Liberty out of the Inwood Stables, being driven this afternoon by our rookie driver, Miss Candace Martins. And on the outside, with the number 2 saddle pad, it's Pastor Paul. Pastor Paul, owned and driven today by Mr. David Lopes. And our stock car has now collected our 2 entries for our first heat of the day. 2 ponies up and 2 ponies out. Let's sort them out as they come out of the first turn. We have one of the youngest members with one of the senior-most members on the track. It is Shady's Liberty with Miss Candace Martins in the bike. This being her first season, she leads Pastor Paul, who's still locked on the outside, studying on the outside, trying to run too wide with Miss Candace Martins and Shady's Liberty. Into paddock turn and down the backstretch they go. Pastor Paul still locked on the outside, trying to make way around Shady's Liberty, who isn't given an inch as they go around Hingham High turn. Out of the Simsfield turn, it's still Miss Candace Martins with Shady's Liberty rocking and rolling. Pastor Paul drifting back a bit, but still won't settle in behind. He still hangs him out too wide. Now dropping in behind, and then swinging wide again. Into paddock turn, and down the backstretch they go for the final time in this heat. Shady's Liberty growing herself a bit of breathing room, has grown to 3/4 lengths now as they head into the Hingham High turn. Pastor Paul losing ground to the front runner. Out of the 4th and final turn and down the home stretch they come. It is Shady's Liberty from wire to wire. Blue socks on fire with Pastor Paul. And here come our entries for heat number 2 of the afternoon. Out in front with the number 1 saddle pad, it's Tea Time, owned by Mr. Leo Simmons, and being driven this afternoon is Mr. Miller from Indiana. Okay. And on the outside, Bruno's Girl, owned and driven this afternoon by Mr. Keith Woodley. This is for the 107 and 2 to 109 and 2 division time bar. My apologies. Okay, our star car has now collected our 2 entries for this heat number 2 of the afternoon. 2 ponies up and 2 ponies out. Let's sort them out as they come out of the first turn. And it is Tea Time with our visiting international driver in the bike, pushing Tea Time out in front of Bruno's Girl, who pushes the issue from behind off by about 1/4. Turning the brakes on there for a minute, it seemed like, as they head into paddock turn and down the backstretch. It's Tea Time stretching it out to 2 lengths now over Bruno's Girl, who now wakes up and trying to close the distance back down to just 1.5 as they go around Hingham High turn. Out of the Simsfield turn, it's still Tea Time with Bruno's Girl chasing on, has closed the distance back down to just 1/2 now as they go across us here one more time on Spectator's turn. Into paddock turn and down the backstretch for the final time in the seat. Tea Time maintaining a length and a piece now over Bruno's Girl as they head into Hingham High turn. Out of the 4th turn and down the home stretch, and it is Tea Time from wire to wire with Bruno's Girl. That is unofficial. Here come our entries for heat number 3. This is a combined heat. Out in front sporting the number 1 saddle pad, It's All About Me, being driven this afternoon by our visiting international driver, Mr. Dale Miller. That pony is in the 104 and 4 and faster division time bar. With the number 2 saddle pad is Colonel's Maestro, being driven this afternoon by Mr. Lucas Bridges. With the number 3 saddle pad is Real Ladylike, owned and driven by Mr. Dylan De Silva. And on the outside, Skyway Majestic, out of the Simsfield stables, being driven today by Mr. Ryan Burrows. Those 3 ponies, Colonel's Maestro, Real Ladylike, and Skyway Majestic, are racing in the 106 and 1 to 107 and 1 division time bar. The car has now collected our entries for this heat number 3 of the afternoon. 4 ponies up and 4 ponies out. Let's sort them out as they come out of the first turn. And of course, the rail pony, the faster pony, It's All About Me, stepping on out to become the pace setter up over Colonel's Maestro. Real Ladylike settling in nicely behind with Skyway Majestic pushing the whole field along. Into paddock turn and down the backstretch they go, running as they started 1, 2, 3, and 4. All up behind It's All About Me. He's being pushed along by Colonel's Maestro in tandem with Real Ladylike and Skyway Majestic. Out of the Simsfield turn they come, still running Indian file. All up behind, it's all about me. Colonel's Maestro first to take a peep on the outside, settles back in. He's putting some paint on that helmet. It's still all about me out in front of Colonel's Maestro with Real Ladylike. Now they start to spread out a bit. It's all about me, giving himself a bit of breathing room. Taking with him Colonel's Maestro. It's a half back now to Real Ladylike, who trails with Skyway Majestic. Out of the fourth turn and down the home stretch they come. It's all about me, of course, in his own time bar, but Colonel's Maestro right there with him. Back another 3 to Real Ladylike and Skyway Majestic. They finish as they, and these are our entries for heat number 4 of the afternoon. This for the 106-1 to 107-1 division time bar. Out in front, sporting the number 1 saddle pad, Inwood's Generation, out of the Inwood stables, being driven this afternoon by Mr. Casey Truitt. With the number 2 saddle pad is Elos Last Chance, out of the Full Throttle Racing stables, and being driven today by Mr. Aaron Medeiros. And on the outside, sporting the number 3 saddle pad, Approved Credit, out of the Random stables, and being driven this afternoon by the young master, Mr. Kaiwan Waldron. Star Car has now collected our 3 entries for this heat number 4 of the afternoon. 3 ponies up and 3 ponies out. Let's sort them out as they come out of the first turn. And there they come. It is Inwood's Generation leading Allah's Last Chance and Approved Credit out of the first turn, setting the pace up over them as they go across us here on Spectator's turn. 1, 2, and 3 into paddock turn. And down the backstretch they go for the first time. Inwood's Generation. With a whole lot of company, there's Allah's Last Chance. Taking a peep on the outside as Approved Credit, still trailing the field as they go around Hingham High turn. Out of the Simpsonville turn, it's still Mr. Casey Truitt with Inwood's Generation. Being challenged a bit by Allah's Last Chance. He's right there in the mix. Approved Credit sitting in wait as they head into paddock turn and down the backstretch for the final time in this heat. Inwood's Generation still out in front. Allah's Last Chance first to tip to the outside, trying to make way on the outside. Approved Credit being left back a bit as they head around Hingham High turn. He's drifted off by a half. Out of the fourth turn and down the home stretch they come. Inwood's Generation on the inside, but here comes Allah's Last Chance down to the wire. It's Allah's Last Chance by a head over Inwood's Generation with Approved Credit.